Now, with hundreds and hundreds of different options when it comes to weekly paying, monthly paying, and quarterly dividend paying ETFs across the market, it can be very hard to choose which ones you want to add to your portfolio. And as you can see right here, I even struggle with that. I currently hold over 50 individual positions in my long-term portfolio, which pays me over $109,000 per year in dividends. Now, in this video, I thought it'd be sort of fun to go through and share with you guys my number one picks, my number one favorites when it comes to weekly paying, monthly paying, and quarterly dividend ETFs across the entire market as of right now. So that's exactly what we're going to do. I'm going to share with you which is my top pick for each of those dividend frequencies, share with you what the ETFs have to offer, how they work, and then of course, my favorite parts of each of them. So if you want to see my three favorites when it comes to weekly, monthly, and quarterly dividend paying ETFs across the entire market as of right now, well then make sure to stick around, drop a like down below, and let's get right into it. My A to Z dividend investing ebook has helped countless dividend investors get started with their journey. And my custom dividend tracker that I'm constantly using here on the channel has also helped so many investors stay on track and allow them to see their dividend income in real time. Well, today I have another treat for you guys. I'm not only going to offer you my A to Z dividend investing ebook and the custom dividend tracker, but also just for a short limited time, I'm going to be adding in my brand new weekly dividend blueprint ebook to show you how you can get started with weekly dividend ETFs and add this into your investing strategy. This offer is not going to last long, so go ahead and click the first link down below in my description, and you're going to get both ebooks and the custom dividend tracker bundle. But like I said, please act fast because this won't be around for long. Now let's get back into the video. So first off, when it comes to quarterly paying dividend ETFs, my number one pick is still going to be SCHD, or the Schwab US Dividend Equity ETF. I know this ETF has gotten a decent amount of hate as of recently in 2025 because of its underperformance, but pound for pound, this is still my favorite quarterly paying ETF across the entire market and my largest position in that specific class. Now, there's also tons of other great dividend growth ETFs that pay quarterly, names like VYM, names like VIG, DGRO, FDVV, the list goes on and on. But this ETF is my favorite for a few specific reasons. Not only has SCHD's performance been very solid, if you zoom out a little bit all the way since inception, we're talking around 12% return every single year. And even though as of this year, SCHD has not been the biggest grower by any means as far as price return, on the max time frame, this ETF is up substantially. It's up 228%. The ETF does have the potential to grow over time and has definitely done so since inception. This ETF is also cheap to hold on to with an expense ratio of 0.06%, and especially as you get to the point 1,000, 2,000, 10,000 shares of it potentially, the expense ratios can definitely add up. Now, the real specific reason SCHD is my current favorite quarterly paying dividend focused ETF is because it offers a nice solid yield of around 3.7% as of right now. 3.7% is not the highest, of course. There's tons of other ETFs across the market these days, trust me, that pay much more than that, but this ETF since inception has offered around a 10 or 11% dividend growth rate. Now, this simply means that year over year since inception, SCHD has not only been paying dividends to investors like you and I, but year over year since inception, they've offered more and more cash flow for investors that have done nothing else but held onto their shares. A 4-cent dividend was paid back in 2011, and just as of recently, a 26-cent dividend was paid. So not only when you gather a ton of shares of SCHD, do you have the potential to hold on to something that's going to grow over time, like it definitely has since inception, but also based off of the previous performance, which we can't assume is going to happen, but I personally think it has a good chance to, you're going to get paid more and more in cash flow from dividends over time. Next up, we have my current favorite monthly paying dividend ETF, and it's easily going to be SPYI, the NEOS S&P 500 High Income ETF. Now, this ETF seeks to distribute high monthly income generated from investing in the constituents of the S&P 500 index and implementing a data-driven call option strategy. So it's an ETF that offers exposure to the S&P 500, which I'm a huge fan of that index, but then through a high income strategy offers around a 12% yield more or less, is not going to offer as much potential upside compared to just buying into the S&P on its own. But with a 12% distribution rate, I honestly would not mind whatsoever if this ETF just traded sideways. Now, some of the things I really like about SPYI, for one, the ETF has not decayed whatsoever over time since inception. It's basically traded around 50, 51, 52 bucks per share since inception and paid tons and tons of income every month to investors, which has also been very consistent at that. Now, as far as the distributions go, like I mentioned, around 12% yield as of right now, or 12% distribution rate, and around a monthly payout of around 50 cents per share per month, more or less, is what we've been expecting. Now, along with that, when it comes to this ETF's distributions, a lot of the distributions are going to be anticipated as return of capital. Now, for example, it says right here in the connection with the monthly dividend payment, as of this month of August, 51.7 cents per share, it looks like 98% of such dividend will be return of capital, or at least anticipated to be. Now, don't get me wrong, I know there's going to be higher yielding monthly paying ETFs. I know there's going to be ETFs out there that could potentially pay you more income, But all things considered, because the S&P 500 is an index that I want to hold on to as a foundational position long-term in my portfolio, but I want exposure to it through a high income strategy, this ETF offers basically everything I could ask for when it comes down to that. Now, lastly, we have my favorite weekly dividend payer as of right now. And again, guys, all these names can change in the future, but as of right now, it's Maggie, or the Magnificent 7 Covered Call ETF, which this ETF targets weekly income from the top 7 tech stocks with Roundhill's Magnificent 7 Covered Call ETF Maggie. Covered call strategy with focused exposure to the Mag 7 stocks, which are tech leaders shaping the future. Now, the reason I like Maggie for a weekly payer, I do believe in the Mag 7 long term. I do think the Mag 7 have a lot of implied volatility and a lot of potential to keep growing long into the future. Now, because of that high implied volatility that the Mag 7 offer, this ETF offers a massive ultra high yield of around 34-35%, and these are also paid out weekly. So how much in weekly distributions are we looking at with Maggie? Well, every single Monday, more or less, we're talking 37 cents, 37 cents, 38 cents, anywhere from around 37 to 38 cents is how much this ETF is paid out per share per week as of recently. Now, with a 34.86% distribution rate, you don't even have to invest all that much money into names like these to really raise your total weekly, total monthly, and total yearly dividend income, which is definitely pretty helpful. Not to mention, Maggie has not decayed at all since inception. It's up around 6.6%, which is also a bonus. And even though if you look at the Mag 7 performance over the last 10 years, there definitely has been and probably is going to be times of decay if we see a bear market where the Mag 7 stocks are going to get hit pretty hard. But I do believe the implied volatility and the upside is still there when it comes to the Mag 7. So I'm looking to buy some Maggie for my portfolio. So there we have it, guys. Those are my favorite weekly, monthly, and quarterly dividend payers as of right now across the entire market. But don't get it confused. There's tons of other names I'm a huge fan of, which is why, as you guys see, I own over 50 individual positions in my long-term portfolio. Now, the cool thing with the stock market is you don't have to just hold on to one position. You also don't have to hold on to 2 positions. You can buy as much of whatever you want and build your portfolio exactly the way that you want it to. But lastly, before I go, I do have a question for you guys down below. Drop the ticker symbols of your personal favorite weekly, monthly, and quarterly dividend ETFs across the entire markets. Let us know in the comments down below. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to please drop a like in it, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks as always for stopping by, and if you are interested in investing, make sure to check out these recent videos I posted right here.